side. Fairly even start. We'll start with the top lane this time. You've got KP there on the Bloodseeker against, or rather with Arfu, who is going for a very early Fisher block out. Of course, they are going to be against Palos on the Morphling. Going to be also against Tims, who is on the Monkey King, so he'll make his way up to the safe lane. Anything to watch out for in this lane matchup, John?
I think this actually works pretty nicely for Bloodseeker. We know how Morphlings like to play. We know that Morphling likes to juggle around the HP. Bloodseeker is a hero that punishes that. So as you drop in your HP proportion, the Bloodseeker has a better time once that burst is stopped. I think the big thing here is that Tims has to put in a lot of work on his Monkey King to get the zoning out. So he's got good range to kind of twack at the double melee lane. That can help out, but Palos, he's stuck.
That's a lot of damage. That's the thing. If Arfu gets a nice Fisher into the Blood Rite, it'll be very scary times for Palos. Just wants to get to that level 3 mark where he can feel very safe with the Strength Morph. And for now, he'll have to be very cautious. Of course, over in the mid lane, Moon going to be there against Yopaj. Moon already ahead. In fact, hold that thought, because bot lane, we are going to have First Blood popping off. FBZ and CTM able to set up. And while we're here, we may as well talk about it. A lot of kill potential here between FBZ and CTM. You land a spear into an arrow, and that is almost going to guarantee somebody dies down at the spot lane.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Mars Mirana in quite some time. It used to be a really popular combination. Heck, a lot of the Mirana combos have just kind of tapered off, right? Like DK Mirana, Sand King Mirana. But Mars Mirana is still strong. You do get the punishment onto the Weaver. The lane for mid one and Raji, it's actually a bit of a slower one. Like, Weaver can be aggressive. You can kind of try to zip around with Chikuchi, play with a Swarm once it's up. But PL is not a particularly aggressive safe lane. It doesn't really do well in early laning aggression. You kind of just want to sit back, farm. You could maybe abuse the Phantom Rush, but not that much early on.
Oh, Palos ends up dropping top lane. I believe Arfu caught him when he was maxed Agi. Probably trying to heal up with the salve there, and the Fisher just came out from Arfu to finish off the kill. Great little pick off there from Arfu, and I believe that was actually completely blind. So definitely a very nice play from our Earthshaker. It does make it 1-1. Palos going down to the Morphling, definitely not a great sign for Boom.
No, they're just abusing that. Like, it goes back. I think they did get Vision out with Turst, depending on how low Palos was. And it just goes back to that. Like, you want to shuffle around your HP, but Bloodseeker makes that next to impossible to do.
Well, that is a good point, actually. They definitely didn't do a blind in that case. So Palos still not being given the space to be able to secure that level 3 timing he's looking for. And just look at him run them down. He'll go for another salve up. This time Arfu, he won't have the Fisher to throw out, so won't be able to really snipe him on the Morphling. Tim's now going to move in to KP, but there's not really too much he can do either on this Monkey King quite yet. Oh, we have a chance, John. We haven't talked about the mid lane so much yet. Of course, you got Moon against Yopaj. Very even kind of matchup. Imagine there won't be too many kills popping off here, but as you never really know. You expect anything in particular to happen in this mid lane, or should we expect a bit of an even trading lane between the two?
That's just going to be a farming lane, as it tends to be with the Doom. It's a race to level 6. Even then, sometimes you don't see the early committal from the Doom. It just kind of sits back, farms in the jungle. You are seeing Moon steady build up phase boots. Gonna get the Glove of Haste, maybe looking for the Midas, depending if he can farm it fast enough. For Yopaj, his timings, level 6 and phase boot Orb of Corrosion, as we tend to see. You'd want that by around 6-7 minute mark for her at least the phase boots, and have a corrosion not too long. Once that's up, you can be more aggressive. I think the early presence of Ember's not tied into cooldowns as much, so you can play with Sleight of Fist, look to apply pressure, particularly on the mid 1 lane. You kind of want to shut down that PL fast, and that should be Yopaj's game plan as soon as he hits around 6-7 with those items up.
Lane Arfu. Again, just setting up, seeing if he can land a Fisher onto Palos, but Tims is going to scout all this out. We'll go on to Tims instead, and that's a great Fisher block once again. Arfu going to force Tims to run around the long way. KP might go for a cheeky dive, but he won't go past the tier 1 tower. Still being very cautious. He is only at that level 3 mark. You don't want to go too far in. But the damage is done. I mean, this top lane, Palos is on 11 CS. This is a really poor start for a safe lane Morphling, to say the least.
it's not gonna get much easier as well. It's not like the Morphling flash farm's particularly fast. So you're gonna have to find a way to recover for Palos, and it's a great start for SMG. You compare the start you're getting on mid one, it's a lot better.
KP, let's get Primal Springed on, but it's not gonna matter too much. He can just passively heal himself up eventually. Have a look back at this top lane a little bit later on. It does feel like it's going to be another one of those games here for Yopaj where he is going to be kind of expected to carry the load for a while. Allow Palos that comeback potential. It's not really a similar story for mid one. Like, while mid one is struggling a little bit here against FBZ, I'd still say he's had a better time overall on that Phantom Lancer. And he should have a decent enough time farming the jungle later on anyway. Just once you have the treads up, usually you're more than comfortable to just go jungle as this PL, and we should see that timing pretty soon for him. Props to FBZ though, he has done a pretty decent job at keeping mid one down considering the circumstances.
It's, again, a change of pace for him. The past 2 games have been nearly unplayable this time around. He's got a lane, he's getting farm, he's kind of keeping that core in check, but not enough to offset how slow Palos' start is. Still, he's going to hit level 6 at a good point, and he can play from there.
Palos, he might be going down, and he does. Arfu is able to secure the kill, but in the meantime, mid one drops down to the bot lane, so both position ones end up dying. As now Rogi does get caught out. A very nice spear there from FBZ, and Tims will jump in with the Primal Spring to make sure they secure the kill. It seems like both pos ones are struggling right now, but again, I feel like mid one just struggling a little bit less in terms of CS. Still Boom. They're going to move on to that bottom tier 1 tower with the siege creep. SMG will try and do the exact same thing at the top lane. They'll make the jump in again onto Palos. But this time Yopaj, he'll make the rotation over in that tree line, but Moon's here as well. Doom is going to fly out. They've got the Morphling, but the Strength Morph is going to be there in time, but it's probably not going to matter, as it seems they might have enough damage in the end, and they do. KP able to clean up the kill and just make his way out, as Arfu is still being chased down here and may eventually drop to Yopaj. Top lane, Moon gonna turn back around onto CTM, trying to secure another kill. There are too many heroes around. In fact, FBZ now does drop the arena, but he has no mana for the spear, and they will continue to chase him down with KP. Tims, he will hold back the Bloodseeker, but overall it does seem like a very favorable trade the way of SMG.
They find the big kill again, keeping that Morphling down. Palos, after a really slow start in the Morphling, needs to find some space to recover. The difference with Palos and mid 1 is actually pretty big. 500 gold behind, and these are our bottom 2 cores. So for SMG, big news is at least mid 1's not bottom, and the Phantom Lancer is going to be able to farm up a bit quicker with the Juxtapose up. With the Illusion Army, with a Phantom Rush, you can jump across caps relatively quick. You don't drain yourself of mana. Compared to the Morphling, who is going to need some sustain, doesn't even have power treads up, only has Morbid Mask. And I think that timing on the Morphling is going to just hold him back a lot more. As you mentioned, lots of pressure on Yopaj and lots of pressure on FBZ. They need to be setting up the place. They need to make work happen on the map. They are starting to build some farm up to that point, and they are starting to rotate up top.
Yopaj is here. Moon is still sticking around, but you don't have the Doom up anymore. Arfu's going to get scouted initially. Tims, though, they want to go after KP, but the Rupture is there on FBZ. It just may not matter. KP going to try and run, but eventually the chains will come in into the Boundless Strike. KP will just buy a bit of time here, but knows he is eventually going to die. Tips are out. Arfu. Tip his own teammate.
He got the tree chopped down. I think that was tip worthy at least.
Yeah, I guess so.
Man should get the yes in the dark, but doesn't save his life. Nice pick off for Boom. Not the biggest kill, but it does give them more to play with, and that's what we need to see more of. Just play the pick off game with your Moors, with your Ember. Keep trying to stall out, keep trying to buy space for Palos, and hope the Morphling can start catching up. I say Palos has space, but even Raji's just playing poke at him, and as a Pos 5 Weaver, he's got almost the same EXP as Palos, so he has a lot to offer, even though the farm's not quite there. And Boom, Tims is just trying to scout around, but yeah, might be overstaying his welcome.
Yeah, they deny him that Observer Ward. They're not going to allow him to just take that freely. Eventually Arfu should be able to get a deny off as they'll leave it for now. Boom, they're going to group up in that mid lane. Smoke is available and they're going to pop it. Earn timing available there for CTM, so you certainly want to get some charges going. Paj, he'll be on the front line, and oh, they might run right into mid one. Pings are out. Are they too late though? Mid one. It's kind of limited as to which way he can go right now. Battle Strike is there into the arena spear. Great setup from FBZ and Tims. They'll get the big one. They'll get mid one down.
Nice big kill. Kind of again balancing out for Palos. Trying to make sure that the Morphling can kind of catch up and they slow down the Phantom Lancer as well. Big issue is that, well, SMG does lose their PL. Moon is sort of free farming on the Doom. He's got Devour, he's just got free reign of the jungle, he's got his Palos. Spell block is going to be necessary to ensure that these mobile heroes won't be caught out.
Top lane, who are they going after? Fisher out. They've got Yopaj, but he's got the haste rune up. There's no escaping this man, or maybe you can try to turn, but no. Spear, arrow, and KP will be left behind. No tip this time around from Arfu. Yopaj, he'll take his third kill of the game, and so it begins.
Yep. Starting to pile on the Ember, trying to work towards that Maelstrom. Finding these kills and working onto the Maelstrom, it's going to give them a great answer for the PL. But look at bot. They're sneaking around. They could find a Morphling.
Palos, he's going to waveform through. Moon, unable to get the Doom off in time. Eventually, we'll just use the pig out and just make his way out of there. The one big positive right now for SMG is Moon is just so far ahead of anyone else in terms of net worth. And with the Midas and Devour, you are just going to keep escalating in terms of that gold lead. We'll see where he kind of transitions. Again, I kind of think back to Carl every time I see a mid-Doom. And I try to think, what would Carl do on this hero? Any ideas, John, apart from the Blink BKB he's already queued up?
You go for Shiva's downline. I think even, say... even the Ags upgrade could be helpful. Just a longer Doom against a Morphling, against an Ember could also be nice. Although I don't know if it's necessary. I feel like they can just kill the Morphling and Ember in that window, the initial Doom anyway. But yeah, probably just Shivas or AC, depending if what benefits your team more. Likely Shivas. I don't really feel like they're going to need the attack speed aura on the Assault Cures too much. Just get more slows, hold them back, play from there. Shouldn't take too long for Moon to kind of hit those spikes. And again, it's a Doom. You know, you're like an alchemist. You just build a network lead naturally. It is up there. But SMG overall don't really have much of a net worth lead as a team. They've got a 1k lead. They've given a lot to Moon, but they've sacrificed mid one and they've sacrificed KP. Palos has managed to pull ahead at least of KP now, and it's just kind of nipping at the heels of mid one. So the Morphling is getting some space to recover. And that bot lane should be opening up soon. They can look to force the push. The Blink is up for Moon. So if they want to do, they could just look for a nice easy Blink Doom play and just find a clean pick-off to build on for SMG.
Certainly a big spike here for Moon now. Definitely wants to get that Blink Doom going immediately. However, top lane, KP again going to be caught out. Gets the Blood Right and the Rupture, but ooh, the chains don't land. So Yopaj, he might have to go for a bit of a chase, but mid one's around as well. Spear though, FBZ actually catches mid one into the arrow.
What?
Oh, the Save Your Buddy syndrome. It strikes again. Is KP. He's going to be caught out anyway. Doom's going to be there, but they have the arena out. FBZ, he never had to commit it. Moon, he's in pretty big danger right now. CTM, though, no, he's going to miss the arrow. They don't have the follow-up lockdown. But I suppose just saving the Ember is going to be enough of a reward here for the side of Boom. And they already got mid one and KP anyway.
Got the big core kills. Doom does not line up for a kill. So that's a massive cooldown now on the side of SMG. 2 minutes without that spell gives Boom a lot to play for. They can look to play aggressive now. Even without the arena, they should be able to find the kills if they want to. More than likely, this is just breeding room for Palos. He knows there's no Doom. He knows he can show up in lane, build farm, has the Yasha going for Assange next, not too far away. Once you have that with a stat resist, it becomes a lot better for Palos. He has more presence coming through. There is the spike here for SMG though, Mike. Mid one has the defusal. He can just melt the mana. If he runs into that Morphling, it's not going to be an easy time for Palos. He's not going to have much mana to morph around from Strength and Agi.
And he's not. And Palos, he's already having a pretty tough time himself on this Morphling. Still trying to work towards that S and Y build up now, but like you mentioned, that mana drain is going to be a pretty big issue.
Thanks.
So there is an issue for SMG, and that has been the Ember thus far. Yopaj 4-0-2 so far, 15 minutes in. Definitely been a bit of a concerning sign for SMG as Moon is currently staring him down, but doesn't really have the Doom available to throw out. Can't really do too much to stop this Ember in his tracks. You see a bit of a group up here from Boom in the mid lane. They're really going to try and pressure this mid T1 tower now. They have the siege creep. They must know Doom's on cooldown. They're going to move in, but, well, there's your Midas out from Moon. He's not going to allow the siege creep to survive. And I suppose that is one of the added benefits of having the Midas, is you can just take away the siege creep instantly.
Just stop pushing its tracks. It's going to force Boom away. Do catch out KP for a bit. Rupture there. Raj just forced a whale though.
Oh, they got Moon mid lane. Arrow actually is whiffed. Oh, the arrow does not land. And Moon, he will just keep pump faking the slammers now. Maybe they can finish him, but no, he's out. No, Yopaj! He comes in from the backside and cleans him up, and now the double chains out into the Echo Slam Afu. He's trying to help out. It won't matter. Who cares if you miss the arrow? As long as you've got this Ember, he'll get it done anyway.
You know what we used to talk about as well, Mike, in the past? Remember we talk about Morphling up against the Shaker, not needing to buy eggs? Well, there it is. You know, Palos just turns into Morphling, gets the enchant, gets a big hit on his right click, and they're actually doing it. And we've talked about that for at least a year. We've never seen it happen, but it's coming out for Palos in Game 5. He's having some impact. And boom, they've got a grip in this game. 1k lead airway, 3 to 12, momentum behind them. They take that mid tier 1, they invade the bot jungle. And for SMG right now, it's just a matter of building up more farm, especially under Phantom Lancer. Diffusal just doesn't cut it for mid 1. He needs the Yasha. He could go for SNY, he could go for Manta. Either one kind of works, although the Manta will give him protection from the root at very least and give him more leeway. Kind of play on edge there. Boom are smoked up. You know, something's happening by Roshan.
Now Rogi gonna Sakuchi away. Chains are there on Moon. Arena Spear immediately into the arrow. Moon's gone. Yeah, Moon, he might need a BKB very, very soon, as this is proving to be a real issue. FBZ and CTM just constantly holding him down. And Rogi at least will be able to make the escape on the Weaver. But you've already got the big target you wanted. The highest net worth hero on the map is down. And, you know, saying that, Palos is now right behind him, just behind by about 400 gold. And that's a really bad sign for SMG.
It's such a big turnaround for Palos. He was like bottom core, even behind KP at some point at the start. Now he's number 2. He's hit a major spike with just the Sanj and Yasha, really abusing the morph into Shaker, just having that extra damage without really needing much more farm. And the side of Boom, it's down to the fact that FBZ has a game. He hits this good blink timing, he lines up for the spear, lines up for the arena, sets up for the arrow. And with just that control, they find these early kills. And it's not giving SMG any openings to play with. They have no counterplay. There's no counter initiation once you lose your big core. You're just kind of forced to back off. For SMG, I think the one hope they have is that they do have Doom. It's a strong spell, it's a strong hero, but they're not really able to use that spell in a meaningful way. We only saw one Doom, didn't line up for a kill. And right now, while it's off cooldown, they're not really looking for fights. They just want to keep farming. Maybe it's as he said, they just want that BKB on Moon first, Mike. And still a ways off, even with the Midas.
Oh, FBZ. He's all over, John. FBZ. Yeah, you talked about his Mars. You know how great he is on this hero. He'll find his 6th kill of the game and he's been involved in 13 out of 14 kills for Boom so far. In top lane, it may not be over. SMG, they might need to run. Tims, he's in. Echo committed from Arfu onto one hero, but mid one, he's still going to be chained up. Arrows off the mark. It may not matter, though. He'll try to fight the best he possibly can because he's got no exit plan whatsoever. He'll just chase down Tims, but he won't even get that. And KP, he might be targeted next to the spear. Going to be off the mark, but the Boundless Strike is out. Another double kill out for Yopaj.
Oh boy. It's starting to line up there for Boom. It's just SMG are sitting back. They're trying to play this farm game. I feel like at some point we expect Moon to be up front. Even if he's waiting for the BKB, you have to play with Doom. You just have to. It's such a big spell. It's such a key part of your control against the Morphling, against the Ember. And if Moon doesn't show up, you know, pretty much every fight is just lost. There's no counterplay. You don't have the team fight for it. You do have the slam, but Afu's been forced to kind of launch it on one hero to stall out fights. And Boom's just been abusing that. They're just invading the triangle, looking to collapse mid now, mid one.
Oh, not again. Not mid one again. Primal Spring in. He's going to be okay. The chain, oh, maybe not. Arena is out, but FBZ, he got an illusion with the spear up at mid one. He's still dropping so darn low. He can't back out in time, or maybe he can, but Yopaj, he's in the chase with a sleight of fist. He'll get the kill. Godlike for our Ember, 9-0-4. Seems like a bit of a repeat performance here from Yopaj. And for mid one, well, it's his 5th death of the game, John. 0-5-0. It's been rough.
Yeah, it's not been a great showing for Phantom Lancer as a hero in this series, I think. Overall, like the impact of the hero just feels off. They're trying their best. The Manta is lined up here for mid one, but there's just not room for him to farm. The safe spots are taken by Moon. They are smoked up though. They've got Doom. Moon is ready to go with the BKB.
Oh, blood right out, but it's not going to matter. The Boundless Strike was there immediately from Tims. KP, he'll throw the rupture, but he knows nothing's going to come out of it. Just has to get it out before he dies. SMG, they're still posturing aggressively with this BKB up on Moon and the Doom up. But they can't really find an opening. And to make matters even worse, Jonathan, Palos has a Lincoln Sphere up, so you can kind of forget about dooming that morph.
Great. I was looking for that build-up on either Chapoy or Palos. Good to see that one of them has it. As mentioned, you need one spell block. That's going to be enough. That'll complicate matters for Moon. He has to kind of try for the Infernal Blade first, and that can slow down the process, give enough leeway for the enemy hero to respond, and he's stuck.
Yeah, he got himself up there. BKB forced. He's going to TP, and he should be just fine. It's a long TP, though. Jeez, it makes you think. But he's all right. It was an 8-second BKB charge as the arrow. Fu, it's going to land. Fu, where were you watching, sir? Wait, it was a really nice arrow from CTM because it was mostly fog in the tree line. And another great kill there from the side of Boom.
And again, they get the enchant, the Earthshaker form for Palos. Enchant tokens there. Plus 256 damage. Nice to see. SMG. I think it's actually a really big deal they lose their 9-second charge on Moon. Like, you need as much as you can. This is the big investment you made on your lineup. You were banking on Doom to hit BKB, to jump Doom, and just control one of these big cores. As you mentioned, with the Lincolns up, you can only really hold the Ember now. And Yopaj has been doing a good job of just staying so far away that you can't even find the angle to lock in that Ember Spirit. And to make matters worse, he's got his Ags up.
Mid one, gonna try and move in onto CTM. Yopaj is around to protect his teammate, and now FBZ's in, but he misses the spear. He's popped the BKB. He'll commit to the team fight. Rogi, he's kind of trapped up right now. Meanwhile, on the backside, mid one, he's trying to get his escape plan going, but it's not gonna work out. Palos gets the kill. They save Rogi, but what does it matter if you're losing your PL? In fact, I say they saved him, but Tims is still hunting him down. Rogi, not out of the woods yet. He's going to keep Sakuchiing. TP. The balance is off the mark. They didn't have the vision. But Boom Esports, they should still be very happy with the mid one kill. They are not giving any leeway to this PL whatsoever this game 5.
They're not giving any openings. The bigger loss there is that they use Doom. Oh,
they're committing everything onto Tims, and Tims is not dying. This is desperate times now for the side of SMG as they are trying their best to find
one kill for Boo. That's all I want right now.
The 3-2-2 dream. It's active.
Just one. Come on.
You love to see it.
But they doomed Palos a while ago, Mike. With the Lincolns, I thought they saw it at some point. They never did.
Oh, no.
So that big spell's on cooldown, a minute 10. A lot of time for Boom if they just want to jump in. Went at Ags on Yopaj, and he's rushing to refresh. This is the point when he gets silly. This is the exact point when the game just flipped on its head for Boom. And they're going to go for the Roshan first. It shouldn't take too long. They've got Tims, they got Palace in the area. SMG, they don't have wards around the Roche pit, so they've got to get a good scan guess, but even then, without Doom, without Echo Slam, I don't know if they can even fight in that area.
It's gone down too fast. I mean, Roshan's just gone. It'll be the Aegis going the way of Palos. SMG, again, desperate times here for the Radiant. Try and find themselves some form of an opening. Mid one's still about 4k behind Palos, but that's probably the least of his worries. FBZ just haunting him this whole game with that Mars. All this indeed can do is just wait for that Doom to be off cooldown and maybe try to find a pick-off. But Boom, they have not been given the openings. Mid lane, a big group up.
Dire's middle tower is under
Yopaj gonna miss a slide. Arrow's gonna land. Rogi does get caught by the stun. Rod of Atos is there, however. CTM, he'll juke out the Blood Right with the Yule Scepter. And I'll tell you, John, there's something funny about the 3-2-2 scoreboard being alive right now, because it always makes us more nervous than the actual game does. Like, everyone just wants the 3-2-2 to happen every time. As Moon's gonna jump in and try to ruin it, but no. Remnants away. Stuns out. They've got Palos, but they can't do him up. They need that Lincoln's broken. Now mid one. He's been caught again with the spear out FBZ. He will not allow him, and there it is. The 3-2-2 is available. It's up. Everybody wanted it, and that's exactly what they got.
Oh, Boom. What a way. Last game to get the 3-2-2. Now, SMG's still looking for an angle. They're smoked up here. They've got the Slam. They've got Doom. They just need a target.
Need something. Palos just very confidently going to go after that tier 3 tower.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
KP. Alice is there. Arrow going to connect. They've got more lockdown. Arfu's gone. He'll buy back. I imagine that the press of the buyback button was very angry at that moment for Arfu. There's Palos. I have Skadi now up on the morph. He's much tankier and much harder to deal with as KP's too close. He is too close. Palos will get a double. Fisher out, but you can't really defend right now. It's just a very tough circumstance here for SMG. They're lacking buybacks as well, at least on mid one. So he can't really afford to die at the moment. Does not break the Lincolns, but Palos is going to get out scot-free. Moon, he's going to jump in. BKB up, but he does not want to commit onto Tims. Palos, he'll move in again. There's the Echo Slam Arfu. He'll get rid of the Aegis, and he gets rid of Tims. That's a start, but FBZ, he's going to jump in, spear off the mark. It won't matter, though, because Arfu's down, and now Rogi's just trapped up. He will drop as well. Doom is committed onto Yopaj, but is it too late? It does seem like it. They'll try and move in. Mid one, he'll try onto Palos, but he's got the Weaver form now. He's got the Sakuchi up in mid one. He's a sitting duck. He'll try to run, but he cannot. No buyback. There's Palos. He's dropping low, but he's just not low enough. Moon, he's gonna drop. No buyback available. They might just go after us another Rax here after that mid tier 2 tower. Rogi, he's just kind of scouting around right now by himself on the map. It's a very lonely experience for Rogi. As Boom Esports get closer and closer, John. 4-30. Tips flying out the mid one. Everyone just giving it to the man. Boom Esports, absolutely no remorse. the mental welfare of SMG.
Radiant's middle tower is
And Boom, they're on to Megas, John. I'm not sure how you stop this anymore for SMG. There's only one lane of racks left.
They don't have the spell to do it. They don't have Slam, they don't have Doom. Holding back the Ember and Morphling at that point is just near impossible. They've just got to hold their own for a while longer, maybe try to stall out the Megas, but without the spells up, it's down to Boom to actually give them...
Read it down. FBZ, another great setup into the arrow. They've got him. That might be it. Another arena round. FBZ, he's just all over. He's got the refresher orb up. GG. That's it, Boom Esports. After so many attempts, they have finally managed to pull it off here, John, as they just keep going forward into the fountain.